Okay, welcome to Lunch and Learn in the Hustle Crew. With me today is Kathy Kristof. I hope you guys know Kathy. If you don't worry, you will by the end of this, and you'll be pretty happy to know Kathy. Kathy is an award-winning personal finance writer, and she is the creator of the website Side Hustler. So completely appropriate that Kathy is here today to share her knowledge with us. Thanks for coming, Kathy.
Thank you. It's a
And
pleasure.
Kathy came at the last minute because I pinged her this morning. I said, "Hey, Kathy, would you come do a lunch and learn with us on the top 10 side hustles right now?" So Kathy's website gets like 150,000 visitors a month. And so I'm like, they must be going and searching for, there's got to be a top 10 that's going on right now. I figured we would share it with you guys, you ladies, and the few gentlemen who hang out in here secretly, so that you can, figure out what's the best thing for you guys to be doing right now as you're supplementing your income. So thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I'm super excited that you're here.
Thank you. Yeah. So do we want to, what I kind of figured when we were talking this morning was that people would be looking for remote jobs,
yes.
Primarily remote jobs. Yeah. And so I pulled up my top 10 for remote, but I'm going to tell you that there are also a whole bunch where the demand is really high if you are a low risk person. And that's really most anybody who's under, the age of 44 and who has no underlying health conditions. You're in a really low risk category for having any real problems with this virus. So I'll talk about that later. But to start with, the people who don't want to go out or can't go out, my absolute top recommendation is online tutoring. And so if you have kids and you're probably already helping them with their homework, you can go online to any one of a half a dozen different sites like Wyzant, Varsity Tutors, Chelsea International Education, Yup, Junie Learning, et cetera, and you can sign up to be a tutor. You typically earn anywhere between $15 and $40 an hour.
I love that.
Yeah, it's not, and we have so Side Hustle, my site. I'm going to do that little. Okay, Side Hustle, untraditional spelling. And do you like the little graphics?
I like the $sign for the S.
Thank you very much. Yes. But so we do hustle scores, which try and explain to you what, or summarize really the risk and reward of this particular side hustle. And so it takes into account how much you're going to earn and how likely you're going to be able to find a job in that particular, with that particular online platform, as well as what risks you take, what expenses you might have. It just puts all that stuff together. And online tutoring in general is just a great one because it's using resources you already have. It's like this. I mean, we already have our computers. We already have the ability to go online. So you really don't have any expenses. You don't have to leave your home. You can do it in your free time. And if you have no free time, there's a kind of separate level of online tutoring. And it's tutoring English as a foreign language, primarily to Chinese kids in Beijing. So that means that you are probably going to be tutoring in the middle of the night or the wee hours of the morning. And so if you've got small kids who actually sleep through the night, it's a side hustle that you can get. And again, this one pays, it usually pays by the half hour. And it's anywhere from $18 to $26 per hour total, depending on, they give you bonuses for a variety of things like showing up early and taking on more than a set number of hours in their platform. So that works out nicely. Another great one is to write. And if you have the ability to write, you should decide, okay, so what am I good at? am I good at finance? Am I good at stories about family life and, like personal stories? Or are you really funny? And depending on how you answered that is, I would give you a different platform to look at. So if you're good at business writing, financial writing, Contently and Skyward are really good platforms, pay well, generally have a decent amount of clients. They help corporations populate their website with appropriate personal finance sort of copy. Good comedy website to write for is Cracked. And if I don't know if you ever go on Cracked, it's,
I do.
Yeah, listicles, right? I mean, it's all just really funny, profane, often little listicles but they're factual. And so that's a kind of fun. And they, again, pay a decent amount of money. And if you become a regular on Cracked, they pay even more. Finally, if you have great family stories, the Washington Post Writers Network has, a family section. Almost all other categories in the Writers Network are inundated with writers. So it's pretty hard to break in. But again, they pay decently. We have probably 24 other places where you can write on our website. Most of them suck. I'll just be clear with you. They want to pay you,
pennies.
Penny a word or something ridiculous like that. And so, don't do that. And we just put them there so because a lot of them won't tell you. I mean, I had one where he said, well, why do you want to know how much we pay? And I was like, well, tell me, who wouldn't want to know how much you pay before they wrote for you?
Exactly.
And he's like, well, I don't know if you're the right person for us if you need to know how much we're going to pay you. And I'm like, you are so right.
I'm definitely not the right person for it.
I'm not only not the right person for you to write for you, but I'm going to do my level best to keep other people from being screwed over by, your lovely platform. But so anyway, so those are the best, in my opinion, of the writing platforms. There's also an editing platform that you can go on called Readsy, which what it is a platform for self-published authors to go on, and they look for people who will edit for both content and typos, and also illustrate if they're writing children's books, and just any sort of service that you might need if you're self-publishing a novel or a book of some sort. Tech and web design is giant, as you probably know. There are dozens of platforms that will hire you. Yeah, exactly.
You guys know I do it on my own. So,
yes.
Yeah,
when you become really good, you do it on your own. Some people are going to start at platforms like Upwork and Remote. I generally hate those platforms because, particularly with Upwork, the way they structure it, you're often bidding against a whole bunch of other people, and so the lowest common denominator is the person who wins the job, and that's not the sort of job you want. But there's a marvelous platform called Working Not Working, which is for digital creatives. And so you could be doing websites, you could be doing movies, you could be doing all sorts of illustration, animation. It's a wonderful site for people who are technically oriented. They're up for a Webby this year. I would vote for them. They're fabulous. So something to think about. And another job opportunity is virtual assisting. You know about this. It's a wide range of things that you can do as a virtual assistant, and a commensurate wide range of pay that you can earn. You can earn anything from $10 an hour to $75, $100 an hour. It really kind of depends on your skills and your demand. If you want to get started, there are a couple of platforms like Boldly and Belay that will hire you in that $10 to $20 an hour range. Mm-hmm. And it can give you a little bit of background, get started. But as you know, probably the best way to do virtual assisting is on your own. Develop your own clientele, maybe on Facebook, maybe with, friends and family. Just spread the word that you can do this. And if you have skills like you're really good with social media, like say Sandy here, you can charge a lot. If you can update people's WordPress sites, you can charge a lot. If your virtual assisting is really, I'm going to go through your email, I'm going to I help you schedule, you're not going to earn quite as much, or at least that's what I understand.
Yep.
Yeah. So another side hustle that I love that's remote is art. And so we just wrote about this on our blog, and there are all these platforms that allow you to make money with art and crafts. A couple of my favorites are Society6 and Redbubble. And what these guys do is they do print on demand. So yes. What you do is you do your design or your clever saying or your drawing or, whatever it is, and you upload it into their system. And then you tell them what you want to have it printed on. Should it be on aprons? Should it be on baseball caps? Should it be on T-shirts and sweatshirts and, shower curtains, duvets, all that stuff? That's what they do. You just contribute the design. They do all of the other work in making the manufactured product. But as a result, you get a royalty rather than earning a big profit. And your royalty can be anywhere from, 2 or 3% to 20 or so percent. Redbubble lets you set your own royalty rate. And so you can set it anywhere you want. But it does caution that if you set your rate too high, people won't buy your products, which kind of makes sense, right? Etsy is also, if you're great with crafts. I hate to tell you how many things I've purchased off of Etsy. I actually had somebody make me a custom dining room table. It is so cool. And it wasn't crazy expensive, but this guy, all he does is make custom furniture. Such a cool thing if you can do that. So if you have other professional skills, you are in HR, insurance, accounting, law, there are a whole bunch of websites that help you find professional jobs. So on my website, I just, we have a work category, and I break it up into 44 different industry groups. So if you want an accounting job, you're going to go to accounting, and you're going to find all these platforms that will find you an accounting job, like accountingdepartment.com and Flex Professionals and all these others. If you want an HR job, you're going to go in and you're going to find Wave, which is something vintage experts. It's essentially they work with small businesses that will work with you remotely, and they're looking for consultants in all these different areas, right? So you don't earn quite as much as you would earn if you were a full-time worker in, going into an office, but you don't have the expenses of commuting or, dressing up or any of that stuff either. So number 8 is mock juror.
I love that one. And people,
isn't that fun?
People, I think, don't realize that this is actually lucrative one, or it can be, and that it's actually a thing.
Yeah. And so essentially, we've all had to go to jury duty, right? And you got like your $5 that will not even pay for your parking, right? But mock jurors, this is essentially lawyers are looking for people to help them realize or know whether they've structured their case properly. And so you are going to be presented with a case online. It's going to take you probably an hour and a half, because you just are going to read the whole case. You don't have to wait for all these things that you have to wait for in jury duty, and then you make your judgment, and you can get paid anywhere from, say, $25 to $125. And so for an hour's work, not half bad. You're not going to get these jobs every day,
yeah,
but you can certainly sign up for when you do. It is corollary to mock juror is focus groups. And so you can also sign up for focus groups. Again, you will not get called every day, but they pay very well when you do. And it's really for your opinion. To me, this is vastly better than the 10 zillion survey sites that are out there that will all pay you like a dime for your opinion. And then you're going to end up on everybody's marketing list in the world, right?
If you do that, though, if you do one of these mindless sites, please create a new email address and use it just for that. Otherwise, you will be bombarded. Your inbox will be trash if you do that.
Right. For the survey sites, not though the focus groups or the mock jurors. So you're relatively safe there. Census also is hiring people, 500,000 people that the government is hiring to do the census. They're doing most of these interviews right now online. And so you don't necessarily have to go out. Eventually, you're going to have to, when all this opens up, if you get those census jobs, eventually you're going to have to go out and get those people who refuse to answer you on the phone. You're one of them.
I'm so guilty. I just got in the mail again another reminder to do my census. See, I literally just got it.
Oh, no.
Because I've been busy. I'm busy. Okay, Census, I'm busy.
Oh, yeah. And you think it's bad. I got one of so the normal census takes you like 5 minutes. No big deal. I got one of the long censuses.
Long form? I feel like this is what I got because it's really thick and I don't want it.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. They ask you about everything, and it's like, and then they come back to you 3 months later and want you to go through how your spending has changed over that past 3 months. And I'm like, do you know that we've been in lockdown? So what am I spending money on? Like, are you crazy? Yeah. So anyway, you could be that person that is getting a smart ass like, you and I.
But you get paid well for it. I had a phone call like a few months ago and I was like, I'm too busy. Yeah. Now I guess they're like, what excuse do you have? You're home. We know that you're home.
Doesn't mean you're not busy. Yeah. And then the last one of the 10 that I'm going to tell you about is teaching online. And so,
yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So much. Yes.
Yeah, there are so many great online teaching platforms, and you can teach anything. You can teach how to make bread. You can teach how to draw. You can teach anything. And the great platforms for this are Teachable, as you know, and Thinkific. You can also do classes on Udemy. I do not recommend it. They will slash the rate that you set
to nothing.
Yeah, exactly, to nothing. And then they'll take most of it. So just don't go there. But Thinkific and Teachable are great platforms. And
so many things now. There's so many people doing exercise classes online. Streaming. My friend Crystal does sewing. She's been teaching people how to sew masks online. So lots of opportunity for lots of different things for people to learn so many things now, especially because
I need to go and take Crystal's class because I tried to sew masks. It was just such a disaster.
I actually just made a mask for my 2-year-old out of a sock. So I've got the little piece of it left. My husband took him out while I'm doing this. So that was interesting. But Crystal also made him a baby mask. So, lots of opportunity there for you guys to learn how to do something additional, that you can monetize too, because people are paying for masks like myself. Little kitty mask. Nobody's thinking about things like that. And Crystal made one for me in a nice, fun kitty pattern. So your kids need masks too. So, make some masks.
Yeah, absolutely. And should we talk a little bit about jobs that are in demand
because there are people, like you said, who are low risk, who are willing to go out. As I mentioned, Crystal made masks. Crystal made me this mask. And then I also bought filters. She made a mask that has a pocket. The filter goes in the mask. So even though I'm here in New York, I don't go out much at all, except for food. And to take my son for a loop around the block. But if you're in good health and you've got your mask, you've got your gloves, you feel pretty comfortable with going out and potentially doing something, these might be for you. So yes, please share.
Well, and all the delivery apps are looking for people. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah, because of course everybody's getting delivery in, right? So Grubhub,
every grocery, every food, we're all eating ourselves to death at home.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. But I finally got a cross trainer that I put in my house, so that, because of course I can't go to the gym, and I'm thinking, and I'm eating constantly, eating and drinking, right? Yeah. So there you go. So the food delivery apps, Grubhub, DoorDash, Caviar, all looking for people. The food shopping apps, Instacart, Shipped, all looking for people. Saucy delivers just alcohol, which, as you know,
I love that. It was considered an essential item. Okay, so yes.
It is clearly an essential item right now. There's a really funny video going around about the things we've learned so far, right? And this woman talks about all the conflicting advice we've gotten, and she goes, and she goes, and if you have small children at home and you're trying to do online learning, it is perfectly acceptable to start drinking at 10 a.m. And if you don't have children at home, but you're at home, it is perfectly acceptable to start drinking at 10 a.m.
You'll agree on one thing, right?
Exactly.
I love it. Yeah,
Anyway.
so food delivery apps have been really popular here in the group for people who are willing to go outside. I think they've seen definitely an increase in opportunity, because Instacart and Shipt were always pretty difficult for people to snag times. And now they definitely are seeing more opportunity for people to make money. I definitely have seen people within the group making a couple $100s a week doing these things, going out once or twice in a week. So for those of you guys who go out to get the food for the rest of us, thank you.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and just it's worth mentioning that Instacart now has a partnership with Costco.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
so, yeah. And so, and Costco being Costco, I love them. They let the Instacart shoppers come in at different times so that they can speed through their, grocery shopping for other people. And so it's, it used to be an okay opportunity. I think when you do the Instacart shopping for Costco, it actually becomes a pretty good opportunity.
Good. Great. Yeah. That's actually a really good one. I didn't know that they had partners. So wonderful.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and as you know, I mean, there are all sorts of babysitting, teaching apps. Yeah, I know. As soon as people are able to go out of the house, they're going to be going for those babysitters in a big way.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And housekeepers, and
cleaning services. I feel like, so I know this was kind of off the reservation a little bit from what we discussed, but post quarantine, when we're allowed back outside, what industries do you think opportunities will exist in? I feel like home cleaning and deep cleaning is going to be huge, because I'm ready for somebody to come after this kid has been in my house for 2 months. I want the whole thing, I want the flood to come and just wipe everything out. Yeah. So I definitely want to hire somebody to come and clean. I feel like that's going to be really big post quarantine life. What do you think is going to be a big industry?
Well, I mean, definitely. I think cleaning. I think babysitting. I think I think there's going to be a whole bunch more small schools. Like essentially, I keep on seeing in the recommendations for how to get back to normal is that the big daycare centers are probably not going to be able to have all those kids, and so fragmenting those daycare centers so that there's, say, 6 kids in a center, and so a site like Wonder School can help you set up your own daycare center if you are not already at a point where you feel like slightly homicidal to small children. So yes, if you've gotten there, do not set up a school. No, don't do it. Yeah, just
I love it.
resist. Yes. So I think those are going to definitely be big. With other things, it's going to be tough, because I think you're going to see that again, online learning is going to, I think, just continue to go throughout the year and be really high demand. But like you used to be able to get a job in a warehouse or in a restaurant through sites like Wanalo and Shift Gig, etc. And I'm just not sure that those opportunities are going to have much traction, because even when people go back to regular life, my guess is you're still going to be a little cautious about going to crowded bars and restaurants, and so I think that that's going to be tougher. So it's going to be, I think we're going to kind of see there'll probably be more demand for healthcare workers, telehealth, that sort of thing. I think that that's going to continue on. In terms of the other things, the normal stuff that you would expect, I think that we'll go back to having big demand for dog walkers and dog sitters and all that other stuff. I think I actually just had my neighbor's dog over. Our dogs needed a play date. And so they just, went and romped around the yard. And I just she was looking so happy. It's like, my dog wants to be walked 25 times a day now. It's like, there's nothing to do here. And I'm like, I know, no, talk to me.
Yeah. Agreed. So, I was just thinking, I've got to find somebody who is willing to, I have a big dog. I have a 65-pound dog, and the groomers are all closed. PetSmart's closed. Right. And I'm like, my dog's nails are it's past time. I hear her, she's tap dancing now, Right. And she's a short-haired dog, but I'm like, you need a bath and you need your nails done. I've got to find somebody, because I'm okay bathing you, but the nails, that's not my calling. Right. So even somebody who if they have a remote grooming salon, one of those mobile grooming salon things, I'm like, I've got to find one so I can just shove my dog into a van so somebody else can take care of it. But yes. Yeah.
No, those are definitely a good option. Rover has started allowing people who do dog grooming to sign up on the site, and they're trying to figure out how to. It's only in select areas right now, but they're trying to figure out how to do those one-off things, like if you just need the dog's nails trimmed, or you just that sort of thing. But they haven't quite gotten there, but it's worth taking a look at, because it's like everybody, right? And when we all go back, everybody needs a haircut, everybody needs color, everybody needs,
We're all showing the grays now. They're all showing.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's there's probably going to be a huge business for day spas. We're all going to go in and just okay,
yes.
Get rid of the hair. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, time to go. And even I think people, more personalized service of people coming into individual, people's homes to do things, I think will be, really big opportunity for people as well.
Yeah, and just so you know, if you have those skills, if you have cosmetology skills, you can do somebody's makeup. There are all these sites that I do that for special events, like for weddings and so forth. And so while we know all these weddings have been canceled, right?
Yes.
Right. But when we get out of lockdown, there's also the possibility that what is going to go on with weddings is kind of what goes on with daycare centers. Instead of having the big wedding, you're going to have a small wedding, and maybe you're going to do it in a different setting. So sites like Gigster and PureSpace and This Open Space, these are all sites where you can sign up to rent your house out by the hour. And
I remember that you had done this, right?
I did do this. Yeah, I test some of our side hustles. I rented my house out through Gigster. One day one 12-hour day, I earned $1,455.
That's great.
Yeah, that was after the sites commission. I'm like, I don't earn $1,455 in one day. But my house does. Okay, this is great. Yeah, and so there are all sorts of those sites, and you can, any asset you have, you can rent at this stage. There's a site called Swimply where you can sign up to rent out your swimming pool.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. If you have extra storage space, there's one called Neighbor that you can sign up and rent your spare closet, your garage, your tool shed, whatever. You can rent out your carpet cleaner. You can rent out, just all of these things. There's one site that specializes in kind of electronic toys, like, those one wheel things. Have you ever seen those? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're very big at the beach. So they rent out those and electric scooters and all this other stuff. And so if you happen to have one of those, you can put it up for rent, your bikes, everything. I mean, everything is shareable in this economy. And so, if you're looking for places, again, we're on work, rent, and sell. And so you figure out what you want to do and find the sites that'll help you do it.
Awesome. So we've covered quite a lot of things. I hope you guys, I'm looking over here because I'm looking at the comments. I hope you guys have heard something that you like that maybe you can do. These are, again, some of the top side hustles that Kathy's seeing right now. Kathy gets over 150,000 visitors to her site. Her site is Side Hustler. It's SIDESHUSLR.
No,
right?
no, it's
just Side Hustle. Right, that's right. HUSL. I was close.
You're really close. Yeah, I know.
Sidehustle.com. So you can check out Kathy's site as well. We went through a whole bunch. So make sure you watch the replay on this. And then, Kathy, if they want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Kathy Kristof at sidehustle.com, SIDEHUSL.com. I, do try to answer all my email. So
don't bombard her, people. Her site has a lot of information.
Yeah, well, go on the site and see what you can find. Because and if you have a specific question, do send me a message. I will really truly try and respond to everything. I do get hundreds of emails, so it's hard, and sometimes it's not quick.
Impossible. It's impossible. You can say it. I know what my inbox looks like. My people who know me know not to even bother trying to email me because it's a mess.
It's crazy. Yeah. But and that's the price of popularity, is it not?
Yes, it is. But that's a good thing. It means that we're helping people. Rex, your question is, can we create a list of it? Watch the video again, but Kathy's site is really comprehensive. Definitely visit her site because she covers all these things that she's mentioned are all on her site. So it's actually really, really good. I think it's going to be a good place for you guys and a good resource as well. Well, Kathy, thank you again.
Thank you, Sandy. It was a lot of fun. As always.
Appreciate you hopping on so quickly, short notice. We were both like, we've got to get ourselves together if we're going to be on video.
Yeah, exactly. As best I can. Yeah. I've kind of forgotten how to put on makeup. I don't know.
I had to find mine. I don't even know where they are anymore. I've kind of given up. I'm just like, if my teeth are brushed and my eyebrows look kind of okay, we're okay. All right. Anyone else? Let me see. Nope, no other questions. I'm going to stop the live stream. You guys watch this again because there was a lot shared in the stream, and I want you guys to make sure that you see it. All right? Thanks. Thanks for Lunch and Learn. Bye.
Thank you. Great to talk to you.